Likely by now you've heard that Kevin Durant has opted out of his deal with the Warriors, making him an unrestricted free agent. And panic immediately ensued for a lot of people. I'm here with senior sports producer Casey Pratt, who also happens to be my co-host on the With Authority podcast. Let's try to calm everybody down for the moment. To me, it's simple math. On this side, you can take $31.5 million guaranteed. Over here, you can get $164 million guaranteed.
And then on this side, you can take 5 years, $221 million guaranteed, and do it with the team you already know in the Warriors. So, seems like a pretty simple guess.
This was not a surprise for anybody that's been watching the whole free agency dance play out throughout the year. It was assumed initially after the Achilles tendon injury that maybe he would just opt in and take the 31, but it became clear. Tampering happens so often that the agents are talking with other teams. So Durant, it became clear to him that he would get max offers from other teams, and that's what allowed him the comfort of saying, 31.5, no thanks. I'm gonna take all the money that I can get at this point.
Yeah, and we talk about this on the podcast every week. We keep joking we're not going to talk about KD this week, then we end up talking about him anyways because things keep coming out. The fact of the matter is, this opt-out isn't a big deal because the $31.5 million is nothing compared to the $221 or the $164 he could have got for this max deal. The question really becomes now, does he choose to stay with the comfort scenario, the new arena, the great ownership group, the teammates that he already loves, and take that max? The Warriors can give him one more year. They can give him more money. It just doesn't make sense to turn that down.
Well, and that is the one big advantage the Warriors have. They can tack on a fifth year where other teams are restricted to only offering 4 years. The back end of this deal is pretty intriguing because at age 35, Kevin Durant would make $50 million from the Warriors. What does a 35-year-old Kevin Durant look like? It's a risk for the Warriors more than Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but you're looking at one of the best shooters in the game. You're looking at a guy that I think his skill set's going to translate even if he loses a few steps. Now, he's a guy that is obviously going to have to majorly bet on himself here. With an Achilles injury, it's something that's very tough to overcome. And you're getting up there in years. You're going to be 31 next season. So would you bet on yourself and say, I am going to be able to overcome losing a year of $50 million if I go somewhere else to a franchise that I'm essentially going to have to rebuild from the ground up? Or do you take the safe bet? You take the money and you stay with a franchise that is already a championship caliber team?
Well, throughout the year, there was so many reports and rumblings about he's out. He's definitely out. It's going to be the Knicks. Now it may be the Nets. And, you know, we just have to wait till July 1st. That's when free agency really opens. We're going to discuss it. We're recording the podcast tonight with Authority, and you can get it on iTunes and YouTube. It's everywhere.
Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Casey, thanks, and I'll see you later. We'll talk more Kevin Durant on the pod. Amma?
All right. Those two are everywhere.